If you thought two-way radios were an exceptional tool for your business, you're right. But once again, Motorola is jumping ahead of the curve. What is curve? I'm here to fill you in. Hey, I'm Dustin McKinney, Marketing and Training Manager here at Wireless Solutions. Today I'm going to be introducing you to the Curve, Motorola's new Wi-Fi enhanced two-way radio, answering some questions and telling you what it is. So you want to know what Wi-Fi enhanced means. Wi-Fi enhanced is enabling voice communications over a new voice assistant button where we're going to have call functionality and certain voice prompts to enable features. So, let's think of the world of Siri or Alexa. Everything has kind of a voice assistant button. We're using that functionality to enable direct calls, private calls, announcement type calls, voice messaging, things like that. That's all being enabled over Wi-Fi. How will Wi-Fi capabilities help your business? Simply put, it's more efficient. So if we're comparing it to a DLR, for example, which the Curve is compatible with out of the box, right now I have to initiate a one-to-one call by a private reply feature. So I transmit and it goes out to everyone at my location, but if someone wants to reply to me privately, they have to press a top button. So I can eliminate that feature with the voice assistant button. If I know I need to get in touch with Jason, for example, I simply press the button and say call Jason. Just like that, we've initiated a one-on-one conversation. So we're eliminating the need to change channels to talk to a specific person or group. Initiate an all call and then wait for a private reply. We can talk to that specific person, that specific group of people. We can do a location announcement to all radios in an emergency scenario with the simple push of a button. So very efficient. Down the road, we will have the ability to tie into existing systems. This is a Wi-Fi connected device. It's not there just for communication purposes. The ultimate goal is to tie into other systems, point of sale systems, maybe camera systems, barcoding to check stock and check price, stuff like that. So the long-term capabilities that have been enabled through this Wi-Fi ecosystem, as we're calling it, are seemingly endless. So let's say I'm a hostess and I need to contact the bartender. I don't, with a traditional radio, I speak, everyone hears what I'm saying, or I'm going to have to change my channel with, 3 or 4 button presses to get in touch with the bartender. Jason's the bartender tonight. I just simply press my button and call Jason, and then we have a one-on-one conversation. So we're talking privately. Everyone else is still using the radio normally. We're not tying up that channel, and it's a simultaneous or instantaneous private talk path. So the advantages of the Curve over a DLR, for example, right out of the box, we're getting more channels. The DLR has a 2-channel or a 6-channel model. Curve offers 10 channels right out of the box. So we have added talk groups even without the Wi-Fi connectivity. But tying right back into that Wi-Fi connection and those voice queries, as we're calling it, it's much more efficient. We're eliminating button presses. We're eliminating the opportunity for error for our end users pressing buttons and activating features that they don't want to activate, on accident, for example. More efficient, more job specific, depending on who it is that we're calling and why we're contacting them. What are the advantages of Curve over cell phones? It's pretty much the same thing with any two-way radio, so we don't have the distractions. Everybody's doing their TikTok dances and checking their social media all throughout the day. The Curve is intended for retail and hospitality. We have a lot of young people in that workforce, so obviously the distractions are always there with cell phones. So this job-specific tool enables that connectivity where we can still connect to others and contact people and down the road maybe do some back-end system checks and everything, but we're not having to put a connected device, or we're not relying on our employees to have a cell phone in their hand that obviously all those distractions come with. So what is the Curve subscription, and is it required for the radio to work? It is not required for the radio to work. The radio right out of the box is a 10-channel DLR. So it's going to operate with any of our 2-channel or our 6-channel DLRs on channels 1 through 6 right out of the box. So we're still having that reliable, trusted communication that Motorola is known for. Obviously, you know, they're the leader in the market when it comes to reliable communications. So you're still getting a really good, high quality 2-way radio out of the box. The Curve subscription is enabling the voice assistant button. So any of these queries that we're pressing the voice assistant button to do, you know, call Jason, which I've already mentioned to, call the bartender, location announcement, back-end system checks down the road, stuff like that. Those are those feature sets that are going to be enabled with the Curve subscription. So to simplify really what comes with a subscription, you're getting the enhanced capabilities, and those are all controlled on the back end through the Curve portal. This is a cloud-based system where you can manage all of your locations, you can manage your users, you can add in talk groups, and then you can track analytics and stuff like that. So not only are we getting the added capabilities while we're actually using the radio, but we're getting this back-end system that's included with that subscription, with that monthly fee, to manage that and view reporting and analytics on the back end. Do you have to have a Curve subscription for each radio? You do not. These are a seat license. Other competitors out in the market, without naming names, they require a license tied to each specific radio. The way that our subscription works, you have to have a license for any available seat that you need at any given time. Let me break that down a little bit further. Let's use the example of a travel center. These places are open 24 hours. They have, you know, 8 people on each shift, but 3 shifts. If I'm using a competitor's product, that would mean I have to have 24 licenses. With our product, I only need 8 people, approximately, logged in at any given time. So, therefore, I only need 8 licenses, 8 active licenses. So we do see some instantaneous ROI and a significant competitive advantage over competitors' products when it comes to the subscription. What is Curve Portal and how does it work? Curve Portal is included with your subscription to Curve, and it is a cloud-based web portal that you log into to manage all of your radios. I can manage all of my locations from one location, from one web login. I can assign admin for specific locations, for specific customers, and give permission-based accesses by location if I want to. So in terms of permission-based access, there's a lot of flexibility there. And then we have analytics on the back end. You know, everybody's tracking everything nowadays. So if you want to kind of associate a number to your ROI or your efficiency rating, for example, I can see number of push to talks, I can see number of voice queries, how often they're using that functionality. I can track voice messages. If we have an incident happen where someone doesn't complete a task, or for example, whatever it may be, we can actually go in there and see that they received a voice message, who they sent it from. We can see if they received it, if they listened to it, if they deleted it, so on and so forth. So we can put a number with that and get an idea on what our radio users are doing out in the field to see how efficient they are, how inefficient they are, for example. And that's all done over the air. Updates, future updates will all be done through the portal as well. So what that really means is we're only having to program the radios one time. We have to program the radios to add in our Wi-Fi credentials on site. After that, any updates are done automatically over that cloud portal. So if we're adding a new user, we're deleting a user, we're changing group names, whatever it may be, as soon as your employees turn the radio on and it connects to that portal over Wi-Fi, the updates are simultaneous or instantaneous. So we don't have to reprogram our radios every time we have a name change or an employee that leaves the company and we have to eliminate them from the call list, whatever that may be. What are some future capabilities that we see coming down the line? Motorola announced a new partnership with Endyme. If you're not familiar with them, we would encourage you to go and look them up and get an idea of what they do. They are an analytical loss prevention, customer service type analytic company that offers a lot of products. I don't want to speak too soon. This is a new partnership, but what we're looking at is some Motorola branded products that can tie into this Curve ecosystem, all enabled over that Wi-Fi We've already mentioned kind of future capabilities tying into other systems. This is where this comes into play. You know, it may be a call box where if we have someone who has, you know, they hit a frowny face on a call box too many times in a certain amount of period, it's going to automatically relay a message to our radios, letting us know, you know, there's something going on here you need to address. Stuff like that. Tying into third-party systems, barcoding systems, maybe price checks, stock checks. The ability to do that all with one device without having to carry multiple devices throughout my shift. Motorola is still the #1 mode of communication for retail and hospitality users. Over 60% of people still rely on two-way radios for primary communications. The capabilities and the opportunities to eliminate multi-device usage with this ecosystem as we build this out and add to it are seemingly endless. How easy is it to use Curve, and what does it take to get started? If you're not using the Curve subscription and the Wi-Fi enhancements, it's extremely straightforward. You take it out of the box, you turn it on, you press the button, you press the push to talk button, one person speaks, everyone listens. We all know how two-way works. That's really self-explanatory there. If we do want to use the Curve subscription, there's some front-end stuff that you have to do, but the end-user experience is still really easy and convenient as well. You have to go into your portal, you have to create your location, you have to add your users and any talk groups associated with those users as well, and then you have to program that information into the radios one time. So a little bit of front-end work. Wireless Solutions, you know, we're very experienced here. We've had in-depth training on the portal and the programming side, so obviously we're here to make things easy for you guys. Program the radios one time with that location information. Essentially, there's a site key tied to the location that you create in the portal. You have to plug that into the software and the Wi-Fi credentials. One-time programming, and then everything that I said with using the radio out of the box essentially applies to the people using the radio with the subscription enabled. They're just using the voice assistant button for calls. So they take it out, it automatically connects to the Wi-Fi. They don't have to press a button to connect it or anything like that. It'll give them live status on Wi-Fi connection with our LED patterns. And then press the push to talk for communications and press the voice assistant button if you're wanting to use any of those voice queries, you know, to call someone specific or a location announcement or a group call, for example. Is Curve in stock now, and how does the price compare to the DLR? Yes, it is stock. It is in stock. WSI has some in stock already on hand. We've already fulfilled several orders, so there's a pretty good demand for the product out there, which is very encouraging for us. Comparing price-wise, if the closest comparable product is the DLR, you know, I've already mentioned it in the video. It is a few dollars more, but even without the subscription, you're still getting those added channels. You know, as a rule of thumb, we're going up X number of dollars for every additional channel as is. So the fact that we're getting a 10-channel DLR out of the box, that obviously warrants a slightly higher price. If we're looking at the subscription, the goal for Motorola is for the subscription fee to be competitive with other competitors' products out in the market. If you're familiar with those guys and what they charge per device, you know, again, we have a seat license as opposed to a per device license. The goal is to be competitive there, where we're, you know, at or below competitors' prices for that monthly subscription fee. I know this is a lot of information. If you have any other questions on the new Curve product, please put them in the comments below and we'll be happy to answer them for you. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be on the lookout for more videos on Curve.